Hello everyone. That was attractive. So recently I saw a couple of these artists that I follow using an app called Geometrica. I believe that's how you pronounce it. If not, who cares? Either way, it is an app for your iPad, so you can draw perfect mandalas and perfect geometric patterns for your tattooing work. Now, I do not mind buying apps at all when they're one-time fees. Geometrica is $10 a month, unfortunately, but before you click off this video, I will say the $120 that I'm going to spend on it all of this year is 100% worth it. I do a lot of mandala work, I do a lot of geometry stuff, and this app has saved me so much time, and within the first tattoo that you do, you're gonna end up making your money back. And this is not an ad for this app. I am not associated with this company at all. I can care less if you buy the app or not. But after my experience with it, I did want to share it with you guys, just because, you know, that's kind of what I do. So let's hop into a quick demo of Geometrica. This is not going to be a full tutorial of this app. I'm basically just going to be showing you how this helps out my creative workflow, what tools and features are the best for me, and why I think it'll be helpful to you. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so when you open up Geometrica, you are greeted with the gallery. This is all your previous works, and as you can tell, I have a 5-year-old that likes to draw in blue. But if I wanted to open up one of my previous drawings, it's there for you to work on again. But usually I'll go in here, start a new document. You have the portrait, landscape, square, and a custom option. You're able to change the custom width and height here. And also you're able to store your drawing automatically onto the iCloud if you want to do that. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to open up a landscape canvas so that we can check this out. So if you are familiar with Procreate at all, coming from Procreate, there are a lot of similarities here, just like the hand gestures that you're able to use, like the undo and the redo. So say you do some of that, undo is the 2-finger tap, redo is the 3-finger tap. So that way, that is very, similar to Procreate. Also over here in the layers column, if you have multiple layers open and you want to get rid of one, you can swipe over to the left and you're able to delete it. That is the same also in Procreate. And one last thing that I noticed that is the same as Procreate is the double tap to go in between the brush and the eraser. So you will find yourself being able to use this a lot easier if you started in Procreate, because there are a lot of similarities. And then over here is the brush tool options. Now, unlike Procreate, you have a very limited amount of brushes that you're able to use. You have the dot work brush, shading brush, the marker, eraser, the line brush, and the solid fill. And once you click on one of these brushes, you have all these different options that you're able to change within each. Now, 99% of the time, I'm using the marker brush. So now that you have your brush settings all set, let's start out by how we draw a mandala within Geometrica. You go right up here to this icon that looks like a mandala. You have to enable it with this top switch right here, and as you can see, all these lines come out on the paper. These are your guidelines, and right here, Geometrica already beats Procreate when it comes to building and drawing mandalas because of this slider right here. You can have all these different rotations, so then that way Geometrica knows where to mirror. So if you leave it at the minimum, the 2, it's just going to mirror here to here. But if you turn it all the way to 200%, you're a crazy person if you're drawing a tattoo stencil like this. So at any skill level, at any difficulty level that you want to have, you're able to change that with this rotation slider. Let's keep the rotations at 15. So now that you have all this set, you have your color picked, you have your marker all set up, you just come in here and you start to draw. And as you can see, Geometrica starts to mirror whatever you drew and helps you draw in the mandala. Now, you can get as crazy as you want. You can spend as much time as you want. I'm just going to draw some simple shapes so it can show you how quickly and easily you can make a mandala design in this. But as you can see, what was that? Maybe like 6 brush strokes, and I already made a very simple mandala design. I mean, I would recommend spending a lot more time than that, but demonstration purposes, you can see how within, maybe like a half an hour, if you're doing a flash sheet advertisement on your Facebook or something like that, you can draw up a whole flash sheet within a half an hour or an hour of just mandala designs that are pretty simple for clients to look at, come in and get. And then also the really cool thing is, if you want to show your clients how you would shade it also, you can come in here with that whip shading option right here, and you can start to whip shade like you would with a 3-round liner. you can get as crazy and detailed as you want. And usually when I'm in here designing, I'll usually take maybe like an hour or so to really make sure that I know what's going to be black, I know what's going to be skin, and I know what I'm going to end up stippling. So that's mandalas. Let's talk about the pattern feature over here. Well, it's called wallpaper effect. What you would do is you would come into this tab right here and you would enable that right there, and you see them all pop up. Now make sure to shut off your mandala feature, because as soon as you start drawing, as you can see, it goes crazy. So now you have your mandala assist off, you have this enabled. Let's start out with the first group. This is the most simple. You can go down here to change the width and the height. Now you have the locked dimensions to where these will move together so they're perfect squares if you want, or you shut the lock dimension off and you can change just the width if you want. So this first one, super simple. It just repeats whatever you draw in one square in every single square. There's no mirroring, it's just repeating shapes. So if you want to get complex, you want to have a pattern that you're able to put in as a background for your mandala sleeve that you're putting together for your client, you can go down here to one of these more complex options. These will mirror whatever you draw, and you're able to make patterns a lot easier. But the thing about these ones are you cannot unlock or lock the dimensions. These will always stay married together just because that's how the app sees them. So let's get rid of this, new layer. All right, let's see how many strokes it will take us to make a pattern for our client. 1, 2, 3. All right, we got 3 strokes. We made a full page of a pattern that we're able to, we can print this whole thing off and stencil it up and slap it on our client's arm. We can put this all in as background. Now, if the client is looking at this like, what is going on in this, you can start a new layer and you can shade with this dotted option, the whip shading option, or whatever shading option you want to use. But you can come in here and just say, okay, I'm gonna fill all this in with dots. I would be nicer about it and be, you know, not as sloppy as I'm being, but you're able to illustrate to your clients like, okay, these areas of the pattern are gonna be your skin, the background's gonna be all stippled, and it's a lot easier to convey to your client like, hey, this is what this is gonna look like. And I drew all this in what, the last 45 seconds? So if they don't like this, you can just get rid of it and draw something new. You can come up here, get a new group. Let's go with group 17, and we can draw a new pattern. This one reminds me of the Mitsubishi. What's the car company? Mitsubishi? That's their symbol. But either way, you've got another pattern. You drew this in like 7 seconds. So even if you're preparing for your tattoo, you're not sure what pattern your client is gonna like, you can make like 10 of these up, print them all out and say, pick your favorite. So as you can see, this wallpaper effect and the mandala assist is super, super effective when it comes to helping you make these patterns and make perfect mandalas and geometry for your clients. Also, the last thing I'm going to show you, if you want to integrate this into a Procreate design, all you have to do is go up to this arrow and block icon, and you're able to export it as a PNG or a JPEG. I'll do either one of those. You export it, it'll save it to your camera roll, and then you can import it into Procreate. So that is how these two apps can work together simultaneously. Super helpful, super awesome. If you want to see a full tutorial of this app, let me know down in the comments and I will make you one. But either way, yeah, that's Geometrica. So overall, what do you guys think? Will you be getting this app? Will this be helpful to you, or are you just going to stick with Procreate or pencil and paper? Let me know. Either way, I hope this video was helpful to you, and I hope that you have a good day.